Dave Barton with Shenandoah Valley Group, but how long will it take for your presentation?
Mine doesn't take that long, just depends on how many questions there are.
Okay. Okay. Well, I would say that we're going to have to break for lunch here after a while, here shortly. So go ahead and present, and then we'll see. Thank you. Was that?
What's that? You can just share.
Okay, share the whole thing? Okay. All right, I'll let Ronnie look at that and then he can pass it along.
You want to go ahead?
Yes.
I appreciate you guys having me. I'm David Barton with Shenandoah Valley Group. I work with the County Commissioner Association of West Virginia. Probably about 6-7 months ago, we put together a new dental and vision plan to offer to all the counties. What it basically does is it's going to be a little bit better benefits than what you guys have right now. Right now, you guys have a typical plan with dental and vision with what's called a 180-50 plan, 100% preventive, 80% basic, and 50% major. So 100%, you go get all your preventive stuff done. 80% is going to be your fillings, some crowns depending on what they are, and then your 50 most of the time falls into the crowns, and your major stuff. Well, the County Commissioner Association of West Virginia asked me to come up with a better plan, and we did with Guardian. Guardian comes back with, now this is in-network benefits, it comes back 100-160. So 100% preventive, 100% your basic, so your fillings and that now is going to be paid at 100%, and 60% of all your crowns. The other big thing is the network that you're in. Guardian has your network incorporated into their network, plus you get Guardian on top of that. And soon we're going to announce a even bigger network that Guardian has, probably about 30% more in the state of West Virginia. So Guardian right now has the biggest network in the state of West Virginia. The other thing is cost. Now there's not a significant savings in cost, but there's still a savings. So right now you guys are paying $68 for a family, and $67 or $68 for a family, and with our plan is $61. With the single, it is $24 right now. What you guys are paying with ours is $23. The other big difference is now the vision. Right now, you guys do not have a network for any of your vision. With this new plan, you have a network called Davis Vision. So that's going to be all your Walmarts and so on are going to be in network. So the benefit is greatly enhanced. So that's essentially what it is. Just come in and present it to you guys. Within the last, we launched in September, so what's that, 6 months or so, we have now approximately 1,700 people in the plan. So I mean, it's catching on pretty good like wildfire.
Okay.
And then what you have there is just an analysis you can share and make copies of it. It'll actually, the red shows you the savings, and then on the bottom will show you just what the differences with. Like I said, when we're in this line of thing, I call when it's a win-win-win. It's usually no-brainer stuff. So first we look at the cost. Well, there's a savings on the cost. Then we look at the network. Not only are you guys we have your network inside ours, but you're also an enhancement of the network. And then the benefits. Are the benefits better? Yes, because right now you're on 180-50. With ours, it's 100-160 if it's in network. So, any questions on that? I know I kind of hit it kind of quick and then got on.
Well, I asked for kind of a quick summary. This would initially would save the employees. Plus, it sounds like it increases the coverage. So I think we would probably like to review it a little bit more. And do you have any?
No, the Mark Spiker ain't in Pennsburg no more.
What's that?
Spiker's not in Pennsburg no more.
Oh, yeah, then?
No,
Okay.
a new guy down there now.
Well, and it takes a lot of time, a little bit for them to update their,
Yeah,
so there's a chance that he might be in network, the new guy.
I think he is. I seen him the other day down there.
So that's the thing, if he's already in network for you guys now, it's gonna be a network for us, plus like I said, it'll be a lot more.
Butch, you have any questions?
No, I'm reading, just see you all in here. Thank you.
We did a 50-mile radius, and I can show you guys how to cut that down if you want to get, more zeroed in and stuff like that.
Right.
While I'm here, do you guys want me to go over with what's going on with PEIA? I was just in Wetzel County, remember that, and then also with PERS, what you guys are going to be facing. You want me to do a real quick update on that kind of
Yes.
stuff? Okay. So, I don't know if you guys were at the County Commissioners Association, but you guys heard me talk a little bit about the Cadillac tax. So the biggest thing right now that's coming down for all counties, basically all public entities, is called a Cadillac tax. So essentially what happens is, and this has nothing to do with the state, this is all federal, with the new Obamacare, ACA, whatever you like to call it. But essentially what happens is they allow each plan to have a certain amount. So for a single plan, I do believe by 2018 it cannot exceed $10,200. So if it goes above $10,200 for a yearly premium for that person, then anything above and beyond that gets taxed at 40%. So let's say, the premiums go up to $11,000 in PEIA. Well, that $800 that is above the $10,200 gets taxed at 40%. The same thing happens on the family side. I do believe it's like $27,200, something like that. But the same thing happens. So basically PEIA has their back up against the wall. If they increase premiums for you guys, well then they're going to be in the Cadillac tax, and guess who that's going to come back over. So in the health insurance world, there's only really two ways that you fight inflation. You either cut benefits or you raise premiums. Well, if you can't raise premiums because your back's up against the wall, the only other thing that you can do is cut benefits. I don't know how much you were aware of this, but come here in July, they had cut your benefits an additional $40 million across the board. So everyone's deductibles are going to go up, and I do believe your maximum out of pockets are going to go up. I think almost double on the family side, so you guys might want to look at that. The other big thing that you guys are going to get hit with probably here in June is GASB, Government Accounting Standards Board, passed two new rules about 2 or 3 years ago, Rule 6768, that has to deal with the pension side, so PERS. So basically what happens is now no longer is that liability with the state, because you guys are in the state-run program for pensions. GASB has said, no, you can't do that anymore. Now each entity is going to have to take their share of that unfunded liability and then put it on their books, just like you did with OPEB. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to see that back with the pension side, and there's nothing really I can help you on that side. But just to give you guys a heads up, because you are going to get hit with that here in June. They've already announced that. So, and then the other thing that you'll see with PEIA is there's a new plan that's come in the last couple of years, but you're going to see it a lot more. It's a West Virginia only plan. I think it's Plan F or something. Right now, everyone's underneath PEIA PPB Plan A. That's what everyone's basically at. Well, the problem with that plan is that everyone's allowed to go wherever they want, basically. So you're allowed to go out of state and so on. Well, with the West Virginia only plan, it means exactly that. So where do a lot of people go to the hospital right here? They go out of state, they go.
UHC,
Morgantown.
Maybe down.
Parkersburg.
Okay.
Cleveland.
What's that?
Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah.
Cleveland Clinic? Okay, that's a perfect situation. So PEIA used to have an agreement with Cleveland Clinic. They no longer do. Now what happens is, because Cleveland Clinic has gotten too expensive, now they have an agreement with the University of Kentucky. So what happens is, with PEI PPB Plan A, I'm trying to say that 3 times real fast. What happens is, that's going to continue to get more expensive or stay the same. And what you're going to see is there's going to be a push to go to the West Virginia only plan, because the reimbursement rates and what they have to pay the providers is considerably less inside the state of West Virginia rather than when you go outside. Because when you go outside, the providers don't have to pay attention to the PEIA's rates like they do in state. Because by legislature, they have to take PEIA insurance. Hence, they have to take the reimbursement rates. They don't have to do that on the outside, when you go outside. So, guys, be prepared. This is going to start coming down the line. Yes, ma'am.
This Gatsby thing, is it like it happened to our school boards where the unfunded liability was, that the state was holding was placed back on the school boards, which basically put all the school boards in the state in the red?
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm glad you brought that up. So the big difference between PERS and TERS, teachers, I think, employee retirement system. Yeah. Better make sure what you say when you say TERS. But the big difference was the funding limits. So not to go into the whole 67, 68, but TERS was funded at a lower level. So up until a couple years ago, it was only funded like 35 or 37%. Now in the last couple years, it got up to 55%.
How much will this cost the county? And
Don't
will
know.
the counties be in the same shape that the schools were, where they were told never to pay it?
Pension side, so I think we're talking about two different things. So
That's what I'm,
the OPEB, other post-employment benefits, I think is what you're talking about. So that happened back in 2003, 2004, rules 43 and 45 that went into effect. And then the counties, the school boards, and that had to take on this liability for health insurance for each person and book it. Well, the same exact thing is happening now with Rule 67, 68. And it's, not to dive into, we could spend another hour on this, but there's ways now that GASB has kind of narrowed down the way they have to calculate these liabilities. So PERS, the good part about PERS is it's funded at 75% compared to, say, the 55%. So that unfunded liability is going to be less, hence there'll be a lower liability now that you guys will have to book. The TERS side is going to be a higher liability, and that's going to be a bigger liability that the school system is going to have to book. Like I said, they're going to be out probably in June. The PERS and TERS is going to, you know, you'll see something come down, and they might even come in and talk to you guys about what that liability is going to be. I have no idea. So, like I said, I'm always the bearer of good news, yeah. And what you'll actually see here is in a couple years, you'll see a resurgence of OPEB, because whatever they do on the pension side usually follows first. And then OPEB is going to follow second because they are so close to one another. Eventually what you're going to see is they're going to require that people start funding that unfunded liability. And I think you're going to see from both sides, or on the pension and
Okay, are you finished then? What I would request is this be put on the, at least as far as the dental and vision plan, to put on the agenda for the next meeting and give the commissioners time to think about this, and probably we can discuss it with the employees and see what the prevailing thought is there.
My contact information's on there. If you guys want to talk to some other counties that have already went through this, give us a call. We'll give you a bunch of references. I think we have 13 or 15 counties now in there, so.
Okay. Okay.
That's all I have for you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good. That's good news. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quick and easy.